So some news. I've just had my vaccine just now, so my arm is feeling very warm. And I don't know, I mean, do I feel achy? I got a bit of ache in my neck, and I read that that's kind of a common occurrence. Also, I've been carrying my 6-year-old daughter around today, so that's probably more likely the cause of it. And also, it's the weekend. I'm doing my second milk run of the weekend, and it's late on a Sunday, so it's getting dark. I've also have the Sunday evening, Sunday general dread about work. I apologise that it's getting dark because I left it really late to leave the house. But also I've been driving the 912 quite a lot. So you'll have seen the video, and I've constantly been thinking I must sort out the timing where, you know, it's always the idle always increases to about 2,000 once it warms up, and I kept checking the ignition advance in the distributor, because that's what a couple of websites said. Forum said check that the spring works, and I kept checking it and it was all fine, but I was always checking it when the car was cold. Spat somewhere. And so today I sat there for absolutely ages trying to, because I never normally get the time to do it, so I go out and drive it. The idle's really high, the temperature's probably really high, and it's quite responsive throttle wise, but it has this really high idle. So as it warms up, it just gets higher and higher and higher. And all I do is I go out, instead of just sitting there letting it warm up, adjusting the timing, I've just been getting in it and driving it, thinking, well, I'd rather be driving it. Life's too short to be doing anything else. When the opportunity comes to drive it, I just take it. It doesn't really impact my enjoyment of it, because I'm not sat in traffic where it's idling really high and I'm thinking, oh my God, what's happening? But today I tried to adjust it, and it was all backfiring and all sorts when I adjusted it. Tried to adjust the carburetor slightly, which I shouldn't have messed with, but it's fine. I remembered where the original setting was, so I just put it back. Anyway, while I was there thinking this isn't working, I took the distributor cap off, and the ignition advance wasn't pinging back. So I think either the spring has had it, or when it warms up it expands and it gets stuck. I don't know what. So I'm going to have to either take that apart or get another distributor. It's one of those 022 Bosch distributors, one of the better ones or the correct ones. So I don't think I want to change it, because otherwise it drives brilliantly. So I need to do that. That's the next thing that I'm going to do. I haven't been out in the 996 in absolutely ages, so I thought I'd do that, and it's running low on petrol. I can't remember the last time I put petrol in it, so I thought I'd take that out and give it a spin, because I did that dreaded thing where I made a really short journey in it. And it was, you can't really tell in this light, but I've gone about 5 shades darker, because yesterday, on Saturday morning, I was meant to be meeting a friend for a coffee, and I forgot. And I was meeting him at a local coffee shop where it's a 20-minute walk, and I completely forgot, and I remembered when it was 3 minutes past the time I was supposed to meet him. So, and my wife had gone out in the other car, so I just jumped in this car, and instead of it being a 15-minute walk, it was a 5-minute drive. I drove there, and then I drove home. So big no-no, and I hadn't driven it for probably about 10 days before that. So, was it 10 days? No, probably about 7 days. So then I thought, well, you know what, before the weekend's over, I should do the milk run in this car, because yesterday I did it in the 912. So that's what I'm doing. And also I've been having this, like I said in the last video, I've been having these thoughts about what should I do. Do you know what the weird thing is? I don't really know what these videos are anymore, because they were about buying a 911, they were about buying a 912, they were about Porsche prices that 911s are really cheap, you should go out and buy one. The Moon looks amazing. That you should go and buy one, a 996 immediately, because the prices are great. Go and buy a high mileage one. It doesn't really matter. Don't worry about the IMS if it's high mileage. 912, the prices are going up. Go buy one. Do it quickly. Now, what's happened is in that time, because it's been 2 years now, 996 prices have gone really high. So, you know, the few people that I've been talking to, Usman, I want to say, I think that's how you pronounce your name. He's looking out for one, and he's looking all the time, much more than I am. And he's noticing that even ones where, you know, they're patinated or there's loads of stuff wrong with them, all the paint's peeling off, they're still going for over £10,000, even if they're Tiptronic. So there's, the prices have gone, and 912s, the prices are high of 912s for sale, but I'm not convinced they're selling at a high price. I think what's happened is it's the same with the parts. If it's on an auction, they sell for possibly a reasonable price, but if they're being sold at a fixed price, they're really high, and I think people are chancing their arm. So so that's what was happening. And then for a while in lockdown, I started just having a general rant about life, about lockdown, about people, about everything. But now I'm not sure what it is. I mean, do I just need a daily blog that I talk about those things and I just stay talking about my Porsche journey when I'm driving the car, when I'm doing the milk run? So I don't know. I'd appreciate any kind of feedback. But also, so I work in, so I'm in the corporate world, and I'm finding myself quite disillusioned by it. And it's probably more to do with me than the corporate world. Oh, there's a car approaching at speed. After 3,000 revs, it really comes into its own. Now this road has been resurfaced, so it's noisy, and it's one of those where they put sticky tar down and then they put gravelly thing down, and they keep driving over it with these heavy lorry things until it's stuck down. But then you have to use it, you know, people driving on it, it takes a while, but it's really grippy. Obviously it's, you know, probably tearing the tires to bits, and the gravel hitting the bottom of the car isn't doing any favors. But anyway, so I'm disillusioned with the whole corporate world, and I'm thinking, what could I do with my life? But then you think, well, what can you do? Because you're locked in, because, you know, you're paying bills, you're paying a mortgage, you have a certain way of life, unless you go, actually, I'm not, oh my god, massive deer has been run over. That must have done some serious damage to somebody's car as well. So it's, you think, well, actually, can I do something else that's going to replace or supplement my current income? Or do you say, well, actually, I'm going to completely change the way I live, and I can do something different that's going to mean that I'm not so pressured into earning that amount of money. So that's the kind of stuff that's been going around in my head. And again, I've just gone off on this tangent. I literally went to do this video. I thought, I'm going out in the car, I'll just set the camera up and I'll fill you in on having my vaccine and the stuff that I've been doing with the 912. Obviously the stance is different. I've talked about that in the last video. All of the stuff with the camber and the toe, I just can't get right. And I've got this horrible feeling, one magpie, I'm blinded by the low sun. And I've got this horrible feeling that I might have to buy new spring plates, in which case you'd buy the adjustable ones, but they're something like £400 each from Design 911. Again, it's like the Porsche Premium. But anyway, that's where I am. I've got nothing really more to add. I think that was it. Those are the things that are going around in my head at the moment. I still want to do something where, you know, I want to try different cars. And I mean, maybe someone out there has something that I could drive that I would be able to speak about relative to my 996. So maybe they've got a really nice 996, or someone who's got a really nice 912 or a classic 911. But then I can't just ask somebody, or let me drive your cars. Anyway, and I need to go and do some stuff with Jack. Oh, we're going to the actually there's an event that's happening. If you look on Instagram at PJ Gibbons, PJ the letters _ Gibbons, and Flat Six Jack, they're advertising it, and I think it's called Cars at the Clubhouse. Oh, I should have looked that up before I came out. So look up, you'll see it on PJ's and Jack's Instagram. Be there with Jack in my 912. So, which is in about 2 months. So I've got 2 months to sort that vacuum advance out in the distributor, which shouldn't be a problem. And I'm just deciding whether I should try and take it apart while the spring plate thing off while the distributor is on the car, or take it off and do it when I'm inside at a table, I mean. So I need to do that. I still haven't read Strada magazine. Order Strada magazine. It looks fantastic, the articles look amazing, but I haven't read them. Pictures are amazing. It is, I said it before, it is the Vogue of car magazines, and it's the enthusiasts who are writing for it, who are editing it, and they're people of my age, and a lot of the people who I reach out to, they're talking about classic cars. People think, when you say classic cars, to the uninitiated, it's almost fuddy-duddy, oldie worldy, lots of chrome cars. But the way these guys talk about them and the type of cars they look at is, cars like this. Even though Nathan is not a big Porsche fan, but it's 80s cars, it's 90s cars, it's high performance cars, it's supercars of the 90s, supercars of the 80s, and it's hot hatches, and it's stuff that we saw and we aspired to have when we were teenagers and small children. So I'd urge you to go and read it. It comes out quarterly. I think you can pay 30 quid and sign up for a year, so it's worth it. I need to read it, review it, and then maybe have Nathan, who's the editor, on the channel, do a bit of a Zoom call with him, and I need to organise that. So those are the kind of things that I want to do. I've rambled on loads when I actually just came in to give you a quick update, but at least I won't have to do any editing. I mean, it's a bit like is it Matt Farah who does that, the one take, where he drives somebody's car and it is literally in one take, and he's driving somebody else's car. Second gear, 65, and then speed limit. Still sounds great. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you for watching, and if you've got to this point, it's probably too late to say please subscribe, please hit like, comment, reach out. Feedback would be great. If you live in the southeast, then and you've got a car that you're happy for me to drive, let me know. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and tune in next time for another edition of the Milk Run. Thank you for watching.